I mean, in theory, English should be pretty decent here against the French, and yeah, we're about to go into our game number 5 here right now. It's gonna be MarineLorD in the color red, playing as the French. Now, a civilization which he knows, and we know MarineLorD for knowing the French, and his gold did spawn in the bank, but on the opposite side, we do have LucifroN playing as the English, and he's starting with that Archage Barracks, so he's gonna have to run a little bit around the base, but if he gets that gold, it could mean that he's gonna be able to potentially deny that first knight in Fuel Age from coming out. It's gonna have to be quick about it, though.
This is one of the nice things about this play for the English, though, right? Is like, you know, some civs have to prioritize getting all the sheep. It'd be nice as the English, but like if crap really hits the fan and you failed while you're trying to scout for the gold location, and you didn't get many sheep, you could still go into farms. It doesn't feel the best, but like compared to other civs, you have backup options, right?
Yeah. And now, LucifroN, he pulls back with the scout. Didn't find the gold yet, but he does know that it's not immediately on the right side. And I do like the idea of going around the left side of the base of MarineLorD to find it. It's probably better just because the wood line, it forces you to go for like a little bit of a more annoying curve. So LucifroN should find that gold at a reasonable time here, and I think if he gets there within like the next 20-ish seconds, he's going to be able to really nicely be able to not just deny wheelbarrow, but also deny that Feudal Age knight, which is going to be really important for him.
And this hasn't been scouted yet at all by MarineLorD, right? So he hasn't pulled more people to gold to rush what he's requiring. There's at least an opportunity. I think he won't be able to stop the tech up, but he should be able to block wheelbarrow, which is a very big deal in this matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Now, MarineLorD almost has the resource that he needs to age up, but at the same time, I mean, LucifroN, look at his scout. He found a lot of the sheep out on the map right now, a lot of the sheep that were on the side from MarineLorD. Now, if he still manages to find a good bunch of sheep around his spawn, he could potentially also starve MarineLorD off of sheep if it's a good spawn for him. And now we see Man-at-Arms at a perfect timing here. This means that there's not going to be wheelbarrow coming in, it's not going to be an early knight coming out, and yeah, Skill of Carry is going to be coming out now, but nothing to really make with it, at least not immediately.
Meanwhile, LucifroN is being very greedy and very bold with this play. English up against French, and he goes for a pocket economy on the other side of a big tree line.
And that before the age-up even. Maybe he just... I'm honestly unsure about this. This is really, really greedy, and if it gets spotted by MarineLorD, I mean, screw knights. He's just going to make horsemen in order to raid this.
I'm genuinely worried here, yeah, like to the horseman point, right? Like he's going survival techniques as well, instead of wheelbarrow in case he needs to retreat. Now, you could look at this as him just being efficient, like if he gets caught, he's screwed either way. But you'd at least, you know, save an extra villager's life if you have wheelbarrow there.
Yeah. Still, though, in the end, I think this position right now for LucifroN is quite a comfortable one. With that Man-at-Arm there, just timing was really nice for him. And yeah, I mean, efficiency-wise, getting those deer early on, especially against a civilization like French, you managed to deny the knight early on, or at least delay the knight early on. So getting the deer now instead of potentially getting them denied later on, definitely in theory the most efficient play here that LucifroN could have opted for. And looks like he's also mostly pulling off of gold, so looks like it's going to be a big investment to Feudal Age. So he looks to be following up on that early gold denial.
An interesting dynamic to consider here is if MarineLorD doesn't spot this out via the scouting very quickly, he is going to the horseman as anticipated, but most players, because of the men-at-arms at the back of his base, will build 2 of the horsemen to kill the men-at-arms, right, to re-access the gold. I think that's why LucifroN's done this, because if you think about the calculations there, right, 22 seconds per horseman, then you have to kill the men-at-arms, then you have to start gathering gold. That's at least like a minute and a half, probably 2 minutes plus, before a knight can get across here, at which point you've at least exhausted, what, 2 or 3 deer?
Yeah, I'm not sure about this council holder at the same time.
Yeah, that's the more bold detail. Like, does LucifroN just wish his TC had spawned here instead?
This is so greedy right now from him. I mean, sure, it's efficient, it's optimal, but against the French,
well, he's all in, right? Like, if
he knows. MarineLorD knows.
Good God. And this is what I was worried about. So the reason, we've seen this time and time again, like, the most obvious place is when you see an English mirror, the council hall that's placed too loose from the TC typically can lose the game because you're all in, right? The moment you fail and lose a fight, you can't produce longbows anymore. They come out in the middle of the enemy army, and I mean, I don't think for a while in Dry Arabia have I seen a more clear example of that than this.
Yeah, and we see MarineLorD immediately dropping an archer range as well, so he's gonna be going for all-in aggression now, it feels like. He knows the spot to attack, and at the same time, LucifroN potentially with a couple of quick walls towards the front and the right side could make it really hard for MarineLorD to really get a good engagement on that. And looks like LucifroN, he did get most of the value from it that he wanted. Is that Palings? Is that Longbowman making Palings right now? I think he is. He's positioned that way. He's like bent over forward. No, never mind.
No, yeah, there we go.
They are.
On both sides. Hello. Horseman will ride in. Shortbow's going to join in, so Horseman will be forced to retreat. All right.
Right.
Maybe we thought about this wrong, Crackedy. If you bring out enough villages, they can't do anything.
Maybe you force your opponent into like being aggressive when they have no business of being aggressive there against the English, right?
Interesting. LucifroN now, of course, following up with a standard 1-2 punch longbow plus spears. You don't feel good if you're MarineLorD because, you know, horsemen, they can kind of mix into the army, but if you had the choice between getting a horseman out first or a knight, come on. Like, any French players in chat, you know, 1's for knights, 2 for horsemen. If I see anyone seeing a 2, that's probably a perma.
At the same time, MarineLorD hasn't opted for that second TC play yet, so didn't go out to stone. Looks like he's going for a 1 TC kind of play here, which tends to favor the English. If they get up to Castle Age with the King's Palace, they're going to be scaling much better than the French on 1 TC. Scout, though, looks to be going down here now for LucifroN, as the horsemen are going to be able to chase that one.
Nice little pick there. Stripping the vision, so LucifroN now playing a blind game. Not something you want to do with a slow-moving army.
He is remaking that scout from his TC, so he does realize how important vision is going to be for him here in this game. Is moving out with his army right now, and this could be dangerous if he doesn't spot that MarineLorD is going for some raids right now. Is actually pulling back now, so good instinct here from LucifroN.
You just can't match the pace, right? Like, if you're parked in location, sure, but I think one unfortunate thing for LucifroN's strategy here is the generation. MarineLorD has a lot of defended resources on the back side of his base, right? The gold, the stone, the wood. Everything he needs is hard to reach for an English player.
Yeah, exactly. He's also committing more and more into the archers, so added in a second archer range, now also grabbing in some eco upgrades. He does have wheelbarrow. He is getting the first food upgrade. Behind that, LucifroN, he's got the first wood upgrade, so it makes sense for him. Oh, knights.
Strike
Gonna
for
be
2.
killing a villager here.
They'll get more than one.
And another one.
Oh, he even moves forward.
Oh,
the
he's
horseman
getting
can chase in. He's going to get all 3 of them here.
Oh man, maximizing the value there, and now LucifroN suddenly 6 villagers behind, not just 3, but it's also the French TC, the speed that with which the villagers are being created, and that hurts a lot. But behind that, he did gather enough gold in order to get the pierce damage upgrade on his longbows. Now with that, he's going to be able to deal good damage to even the knights, but at the same time, MarineLorD, he's getting the pierce armor upgrade.
Everything that LucifroN has done has spoken to this like 11 to 13 minute timing window, right? Think about it, like the movement down onto Deep, the placement of the council hall, the lack of wheelbarrow. Everything that he plotted for this was about offensive play, but now he's defending. He's yet to do any damage to MarineLorD's base whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. And MarineLorD, he's building up his army further and further. Now, the units that LucifroN has, they're all immobile. They're not able to react to all of these raids happening. And now Knights are going to be taking good shots here against the longbows and even against the villagers. Once again, villager could be going down here.
Formation shuffle was wonky there as well. They went full slow-mo. He'll just peel through. Because even if he can't hit here, look at the way that wood line has gone. He tried to concave it, which is usually a good idea, but it just gives an entry point. And LucifroN, his formatting doesn't allow him to keep Spearman at home to defend with. He needs everything pushing towards the base.
Exactly. Slight little wall coming out there from LucifroN. Isn't going to be able to finish it in time in order to trap the units, though. Still has the military advantage right now, but MarineLorD, he's going to be scaling further and further ahead.
I don't think MarineLorD has revealed this next layer. LucifroN probably anticipates it, but he might not know how big the archer count's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. He's just creating more and more archers right now in LucifroN. He's still off gold, so he won't be able to afford the +1 Pierce armor upgrade.
And that's important, right? Because MarineLorD's got the coverage of both extra damage and defense. It kind of offsets that edge the longbowmans get, especially if you're coming out of your base, which I'm going to keep highlighting it. Like, LucifroN has set himself up in a way that he has to, right? He can't now just play that typical turtle master that the English players love. He's set himself a script where he needs to do something.
Exactly. Scout getting caught out. Can't lose that one again. Already set himself behind by an entire villager creating that second scout, and it's really important to have that vision, especially against the French. You always want to know where the knights are out on the map in order to react to that, especially when you have the slower units. And I feel like LucifroN is actually pushing out a little bit too far right now with the archers, and if he gets cleaned up here, he's going to be in a world of pain.
Knights will poke. Archers return fire. Longbows, of course, can't retreat away. LucifroN, he needs to try and get a favorable trade for the exit, because you can't leave quickly. Those Longbows are the slowest moving unit in this formation. Which is... Well, they are being whittled down. Like, LucifroN is actually getting through the Archer mass pretty damn well here, and he's keeping a decent amount of spears alive.
Yeah, exactly. So the archer trades were pretty nice here. Overall destruction value, pretty even now.
But more needs to be done. LucifroN will feel it. You mentioned the eco lead that slowly starts to build up, and it is coming from MarineLorD. And it's going to escalate now because he's moved on a more favorable resource. He's out onto the deer stacks, and he's got survival techniques on the way.
Yeah. Austin has an outpost there in the front just to see if there's any units coming out from LucifroN. Is that a mining camp now on the stone, or is it going to be a house? Because if it's a mining camp and
I think it's
MarineLorD going for that second TC, yeah, I don't think LucifroN.
Yep.
Yeah. Not sure if it's just for an emplacement or if he's actually going for a second TC.
I feel like he's in good control. Like, is it kind of throwy to go for a TC here?
I think it's fine right now. If he doesn't lose his military, if he gets like a good cleanup or something like that, he can definitely go for it.
He's kind of losing his military, Crackedy.
Yeah, right now it's actually like the unit control from LucifroN is looking really good. Actually gets the brace there, takes one of the knights out. That's huge, and lots of archers going down as well. LucifroN takes a good fight there. All right.
I mean, I'm more concerned, yeah, on that archer count. Like, what was that? It almost felt like you killed one longbow and maybe two, but lost 8 archers. A bad situation for MarineLorD. And, well, luckily for him, LucifroN looks to be kind of forward-focused on the main base. I spoke too soon. That scout is going to reveal what's happening. He sends all the villagers across. That's too many to garrison an outpost. LucifroN isn't willing to dive to snipe free.
Yeah, I got one villager though, so at least a little bit there, and could potentially go for that again right now. Military mass looking good for him, but it looks like he's going to play the safe. He's going to go for some rams here. Just has to keep building more and more longbows. Has to keep that mass alive, and right now it looks like MarineLorD, he's not even making any knights right now. He's struggling in the food department. All of his idle time on the deer, and it looks like he's going to try and go for counter raids. Now I hope that LucifroN has a couple of spearmen in the back of his base. Else he'll have to suddenly return with a lot of them.
I think they are all here. Like, he has 12 spearmen on the front side, the rest are running across, so he has nothing to defend at home. These knights, of course, they can pick off reinforcements.
Let's see this. I mean, as long as the archers see this, LucifroN's going to be able to just mass a couple of spearmen inside of his base. But he has to be careful now because his wood line is a little bit exposed there. Not just a little bit. If the knights run in there, he's going to be in a world of pain. Has one spearman there. It's not going to be enough against 4 knights right now.
No, and that wood is critical. We just saw he's building a ram. 1 is a good start. You probably want 2 to 3 when you're pushing into the primary base. For now, he's at least going to push MarineLorD off that deer stack. MarineLorD, of course, did already shift the east side deer, so it's not going to completely disrupt his food income, but it is going to set it back.
Exactly. Outpost is going down. There was an emplacement on that, so hurts a little bit. Not too badly, but it's going to be able to deny the deer there for now. It's going to have to shift around. Question is, where can he get damage in? That's the most important thing right now for LucifroN. He's going to be able to win the fights with the superior longbows right now. I'm a little bit worried, though, about the unit mass, because right now LucifroN's wood income sitting at roughly 400 wood per minute. MarineLorD's at 900.
Is at least going to try to disrupt the deer. The wood is harder for him to deal with right now. Eventually, it'll become easy peasy, right? That wood line MarineLorD, that income might be high, but it means he's burning the safe resource fast. Rams are freebie, though, being thrown away there. Knights, great value found.
Question is he going to be able to get that down? Rams are... Yeah, Rams can be really, really tanky.
It felt like he was trying to get around the front side, but the trees were stopping the shuffle pass. So I think he only had like 2 knights attacking at any given time.
Oh, I'm not sure about this fight. That's about to happen here.
He's got that many knights. Archer mass.
That's a lot of archers.
Moving in.
Lots and lots of archers. Spearmen out of
Wait,
position.
the spears? They're so far out of position here. Longbows will finally turn around to fight. I feel like you can't even commit the spears anymore, right? The knights are just there as a kind of dangle factor, and if this turns into a range on range, I think there's enough archers here to clean up.
I think the longbows actually still do a good job, and you can use the spears as meat shield. Archer numbers now getting more and more even here, actually.
MarineLorD skirting around the side. It's the scout on the side. LucifroN is snitching. That one scout, getting rid of that is huge. If he still had the mass, but so many archers have been lost. He's able to turn it around. LucifroN's still in control. Archer's forced to retreat. And the Knights, I mean, they feel like this threat that exists, but is never realized.
So at the same time, MarineLorD did go back out onto the deer there. Just a single longbowman, but is being defended by archers there. It's a lot of spearmen to throw away for that outpost. It might be a little bit too much.
Wait. No, he walks past all the longbows. Villagers kept alive for the moment. They're going to have to come out into a bit of a massacre, but the longbows are now outmassed here. MarineLorD with defensive advantage, and LucifroN, where are the reinforcements?
They're just slowly trickling in, but trickling in is not what you need right now. There is still a good amount of longbows there. Oh yeah, they're only trickling in, and the Knights are catching them off guard.
That's the thing. Like, he peels off. He's like, okay, I'm going to lose even archers probably in this main embattlement. But what I can do with the Knights is I can just kill you off one by one with no damage returned.
Only 12 longbows remaining compared to 25 archers right now. LucifroN is losing the position here right now.
He's transitioning farms right now, Crackedy. That's why he's got so much wood income. I see the farm clusters going down, but this delays his aggression point.
Yeah, this is a really bad timing for that transition right now that's happening here for LucifroN, and this is really difficult now. I mean, MarineLorD, he doesn't need to make that transition right now because he's out on the deer. LucifroN, he doesn't have that advantage, and the thing is the council hall.
GG.
It's exposed, and GG gets called. MarineLorD wins the series 4-1.
It took him one extra than what Mr. Perfecto prefers, but MarineLorD will still make it much quicker than our first semifinals. We have confirmed our secondary. MarineLorD versus B will be your grand final showdown. All that LucifroN could do now is prep and figure out a way to try and overcome Beastie in that third place match.